Short Blocks here. Thanks again, Matt LePage. Buddy, I am sorry to have dumped this on you and needed it back so quickly. I know you jumped through a million hoops to get me here, but thank goodness, because I definitely did not have the time myself to mess with it, nor do I have the equipment. So my guy, Matt LePage Motorsports, he got our short block together, also got the cylinder heads refreshed, ready to go. But here's what we got. Remember when I said we had some changes coming? We got some changes. We've got fresh set of pistons. We wound up changing it up. We had CPs in here before. This go around, we got some TKM spec'd out. They're Wiseco pistons. Heavy duty pin, a little bit tougher piston. Something supposed to deal with a good bit of horsepower, I guess. But the real magic is down here. There's a new kind of shiny down here now. Check it out. MGP aluminum rods, and then we step the crankshaft up. This is one of the Cali's, they call it the Apex crank, otherwise also known as what used to be called the Dragon Slayer. So you got Dragon Slayer, aluminum rods, HD or heavy duty pistons. We're gonna make some more horsepower. We used to have a Comstar CCW crankshaft in here, along with Oliver Speedway rods, and they did phenomenal. That with the CP piston, I had no complaints, loved the setup, but I knew I was at the edge of the rods. Those are steel rods. We were kind of leaning on them pretty hard. I don't think you really want to go past 1500-ish on those, but surprise to me, right around PRI time, I talked to Justin over at Cali's, and he mentioned, hey man, you're at a crankshaft by a whole lot. So he hooked us up with a pretty good deal on this Dragon Slayer. So now, better, stronger, hopefully lighter pistons, rods, crank. We might even, I don't know, we might try to make a little more horsepower this year now, at least confidently. But that said, I gotta turn this short block into a long block and get it in the car, and we're starting to run out of days. So I need to get a move on because we got a bunch of other things that still need attention. As always, this is our original LS Next SHP block that we got some time ago from Brian Tooley when we had that little oopsie at well, just before 6 Summer a few years ago. But there it is, our BTR, TKM, MGP, Cali's engine. Let's get to putting this thing together. It's a new big one for us, Melling. We've always used their stuff, but we've seen them at every drag and drive for the most part that we've been to, or nearly every event, because they were at LS Fest and they were at Drop the Hammer, I believe. They were at Michigan Miles. Melling was everywhere, and we love checking in there. Usually their place winds up being a checkpoint. We've done a couple pretty good burnouts in their on their street there in front of their place. Hopefully not disrespectful ones, but Melling has jumped on to help us out. So we've got a couple new Melling goodies. As always, this is the oil pump that we use on specifically this engine here. It's the 294, which is like a dedicated oiling system. Well, we just freshened up the motor. Time for a fresh pump. Always change these things. They've been great. Then again, I don't know anybody else who makes competition for Melling. There's nobody else who makes a good oil pump to replace this, short of going to like a dry sump setup. So that's a given. A new one on me, I didn't realize it, but these guys sell double roller timing chains. Check it out. And that is our made in the US of A double roller timing setup that's going on this thing. It's a 4-tooth, just like what we've been using. So it's a 58 tooth on the crank, and then the 4-pole reluctor on the cam. Nothing new there. And also something I didn't realize, this blue box, we've used this blue box on anything we care about, right? So any of the normal street stuff we'll use an LS7 style lifter with the plastic trays, but stuff that we care about, link bars all the way. You know this blue box, but they're also part of Melling Performance. So when I saw these things at PRI, I said, hey Mike, I didn't realize that was a thing. And well, we're making a quick change. Instead of doing the normal 21/16 short travels, we're doing those guys. So these are the fancy ones with the oiling that goes on the roller itself. So we're making basically an upgrade in the roller. So these will be our new link bars for the year here. They're Johnson branded, come from Melling. These got the actual oiling. So that's the new step, is we're going short travel with the actual oiling over the non-actual oiling that we had previous. So big step for us. New double roller timing chain, new oil pump. What can I say? Melling's awesome, man. I'm really happy they're jumped on board with us. I can't wait to see those guys out. It's always a treat to show up to somewhere and Mike and the guys from Melling are at the event, because that dude always happy to be at the event. And we might be having a rough time, might be stressed out from the miles we put on the road or whatever the case was leading up to the place, but you go talk to that guy for a couple minutes and man, you leave with a smile on your face. Love that dude's energy. Just like that, cam gear's on, crank gear's on, got oil pump drive on. We've got these guys torqued down with red Loctite. The cam retainer plate's red Loctite. We put some lube on the backside of the thrust bearing that sits behind here. So it's a Torrington bearing. We just we lubed that thing up pretty good before we installed it on there. But got that. We did some lube on the crank and whatnot. So all that stuff on there. We've got our timing marks, 0 to dot or dot to dot. We're gonna crank this over a couple times, make sure everything goes exactly where it's supposed to go, make sure I didn't leave any slack somewhere. I don't feel any. But that said, timing gear. All right, next up is oil pump. We got timing gear on there. We got some spacers that go in between the block and this thing here, because it's a dual roller. Now, time for our oil pump to go on there. Now, super critical, you've seen these videos 1,000 times, you gotta center these things up. You can't just slam it in there all willy-nilly and hope for the best. We've got a centering tool that we generally use. Some guys like taking this thing apart and putting feeler gauges in there and making sure their feeler gauge goes all the way around. Something like a 2,000 feeler gauge or something like that. I've done it both ways. Doesn't seem to much matter to me one way or the other. So, yeah, first thing I'm gonna do is test fit this thing. Make sure, usually when we run these double rollers, there's got a little bit of clearancing that we got to do here, otherwise the chain hits it on the way through. So we're going to double check that stuff there. But once we got it figured out, we'll probably also change this spring over to the Copo spring. We like to run a little bit of a higher oil pressure than this thing normally puts out. So usually we like seeing 65 to 70 psi of oil pressure at wide open. Good rule of thumb, like everybody always says, 10 psi per 1,000 RPM. buttoned up, it's sealed up. Now finally time to put some lifters in here, and I'm excited about it. I already took them out of the box. I already rinsed them off, and I always let them soak in some oil. I don't exactly mess with them to like pump them up or nothing like that. Just like to let them soak in a little bit of oil. It probably gets a couple air pockets out, but well, if it nothing else, it makes a mess installing them.
Yeah.
Check it out. Engine's done. Ready to go in the car. Kinda. We need lash caps so we can put the push rods, so we can put the rockers back on. Other than that, front cover sealed up, pan sealed up, rear cover sealed up, cylinder heads are torqued down. It's late, but we should go stab this engine before we go home. See the back of that water pump? See those 4 screws that are back there? We purposely put those there. I can't tell you how many times I've looked over and noticed a big gap between this flange and the back of the water pump. These caps have come off before. It's happened on my BMW on just a normal daily drive. And well, the Crown Vic makes a bunch of boost. Every once in a while it sees a little bit of coolant pressure. This cap blows off, you're in for a bad day. That's gonna dump all the cooling out of the motor real quick. Back tires pick that up real fast as well. That means you're gonna be doing some driving. Keep an eye on those things.
Peekaboo, the engine's all in now.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Surprise, the engine's back in the car. So we've been thrashing, and I do mean thrashing. I mean, put the camera down and work as late as you can stand, wake up and do it again. The motor's back in the car, transmission's back in the car, our fuel system, can't say it's 100% complete, but complete enough for us to do this.